Optical, what you were talking about is kind of where I want to go with this, right? Uh, Mando season 3, a lot of people are not happy right now. A lot of people are not happy because they're not happy with the direction that things are going, right? Or the lack thereof of direction where things are going, because there is essentially no overarching story right now. It doesn't appear to be, right? The kind of the plot is we're going to reclaim Mandalore. Reclaim it from who? And also, when is it happening? Because we just went on this episode, right? Spoiler alert, by the way, if you have not seen it. We went on this episode on basically a long side quest about chasing droids and detective work, and then eventually we got to the end, which is the meat of the episode, the last 7 to 9 minutes, and really we could have, I felt, speed run through all the rest of it, and now we got to the point where we're at, right? But that said, like we were referencing, Optical, I do want to start with you on this one. So does this pollute a Mando figure line? Because like you said, all it takes is one bad season for fans to kind of turn, right? So if this season 3 ends the way this season is currently going, and does that kind of put a damper on the Mando hype because the ratings are way down? And I'm wondering if the collecting world is going to sour on the Mando line, because remember, before with season 1 and 2, Hot Toys was like, anything Mando, print it, baby, it's money. And that's what they were doing. But now I'm not so sure that that's going to happen, because I don't even know, have we even seen a Mando season 3 announcement yet? I don't think we have, right? From Hot Toys?
No,
Yeah, there's not been a single one. Maybe they're just behind, but I'm assuming they're going to make a Mando and probably a new Bo-Katan. But maybe they're not going to go as deep and make 20 figures from a season of Mando like they would have before, because the ratings are lower. Optical, what do you think? Does this season kind of pollute or contaminate the Mando line for you?
a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. It feels, like we were joking around like on season 2 and it's funny because in season 2, Boba Fett came out and we were like, Mando looks like a sidekick, and
Right.
that was like 2 episodes. This feels like the entire season. Mando's a sidekick to Bo-Katan. Like they should have just
Right.
renamed. I'm not saying it's not entertaining. It still is. I still watch it. It's not the worst thing I've seen, but it just like season 1 and 2 is so good that you watch it. So like, all right, like it feels like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like we don't know where we're going. Like this Phase 4 and 5. Like it's still entertaining. I'm still watching it, but I'm not as invested as I was in Phase 1 to 3. Kind of like, all right, we're gonna see Thanos now in here. Kind of like, all right, where are we going here? Okay, you're gonna reclaim Mandalorian, and it feels like the entire season 3. Who said that? Alabama. Like they ran out of ideas what to do with Grogu, where to go next, and it feels like, all right, we're gonna create more Mandalorians because they look so cool, and we're gonna sell merchandise because Hot Toys can make a gazillion Mandalorians with different colors, but it requires the show to be good for you to fall into that hype. Uh, Nowadays, with so many options, looking cool, it's not gonna cut it. Like people would still buy things that look cool, but they wait for a discount, and maybe they'll be okay with that. I mean, I'll buy a new Bo-Katan, like with her new hair and updated head sculpt and all that stuff. I'll get that. Maybe double jointed elbows with all that and all that. But I again, even if they release that, I'm not as invested. Kind of like, I mean, I see it. Sometimes you see a show and you'd be like The Last of Us. I was like, man, why did I sell my Joel? Why did I sell my Joel? Even though it's like the cartoon version, third party, I want to post it now. But in here, I'm not even interested to pick up my Mandalorian figure and pose it because there's nothing really that's igniting inside of me. Like there's no fire. Kind of like, hey, give me one scene, one episode where I'm be like, man, we're back. We're back. We're almost halfway through now, right? Like we're what like
Dude, no, we have 2 episodes left.
we have 2 episodes left, and I
Two.
got nothing to show for. Like there's no signature scene, nothing.
No, that's a good point. What scene can we point to this season? Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's no signature scene. We're 2 episodes out, and I don't know where we're going, and it's just no redeeming factor so far. Like if I don't know if they release a line for Mando 3, which one are they're going to begin with? They can't release another Mando. We just got that Chrome Mando. It looks exactly like this. Maybe a new Bo-Katan, maybe, and those Paz Vizsla, maybe. I don't know. There's nothing you can get out of here. Nothing. So yeah,
Yeah.
it does pull you the Mando line for me.
Well, what Optical? How Mando's armor, from my knowledge, is not any different. So I don't know if Hot Toys, like, the only thing they could do be like, well, shit, maybe we make him die cast or something. Like, what else are they going to do? But Bo-Katan, you could easily update and give her, some new accessories and give her a new shoulder pauldron and all that good stuff. But, one of the things too, I think with Bo-Katan is she's kind of almost taken the lead. Like, it's almost become more of a Bo-Katan show than it has Mando this season. And I think part of it is now that the show is not doing as well, there's all these rumors surfacing about Grogu wasn't meant to come back. And then Disney execs were like, no, he's coming back and we're going to make you do it. So now that's happening and that's surfacing where like that was never the plan. And maybe he was going to be with Luke and half the show was going to be follow him with Luke and half was going to follow Mando and so forth. And then they just forced them back together. So I don't know. Maybe Disney was like, no, we can't separate them. They're a cash cow together, right? They're like Joel and Ellie. You don't separate them, right? So, Riley, what do you think? I mean, Optical saying it's polluting the line a little bit for him. I'm wondering if collectors are going to feel the same. Are collectors going to support season 3 Mando line? What do you think?
Yeah, it's a really interesting question. I'd say, honestly, I'd probably say the season 3 would pollute the Mando line. I mean, it depends how these 2 last episodes go. Maybe they are something crazy, but overall, I'd say, I mean, personally to me, Mando season 3, in comparison to season 1 and 2, like you guys have been saying, it's very underwhelming in my eyes. Like, I'm still enjoying it. It's not like I hate Mando season 3. Like, I'm a Star Wars fan. We're getting Star Wars content. It feels more like filler content to me, though. We're not really getting to like a main important point. We don't even know who the antagonist is, really. Like, we don't know who the villain is. There's 2 episodes left. So that's a little weird to see. And I feel like, yeah, a lot of it's a little filler, but like I said, I'm still enjoying it, but I feel like this latest episode, I really was expecting a lot. I was like, we better go hard and heavy. I mean, spoiler for last episode, but we saw the shreds of Beskar armor for Moff Gideon. I thought we'd see Moff Gideon this episode, but like they were just like on a different planet doing a side mission, and it just really took me out of it, man. So I really hope that this next episode, I think it literally has to be amazing. And I mean, I've even heard some rumors. I mean, I'm gonna imagine. I think that Moff Gideon, Thrawn, I think they're both gonna show up next episode. It's gonna be crazy. I hope that happens because a lot of people have been like, everyone's been saying, like, there hasn't been a lot of those like eye-grabbing iconic moments like season 2 and season 1. I mean, season 2, you had Ahsoka come out of nowhere from like off the jump. You had Grogu getting taken by the Dark Troopers, like crazy stuff happening. Boba Fett returning, like, but this season's felt very like like you said, Mando's felt sidelines. So I'm a little disappointed in that aspect. But I'd say if the season 3 stays the same it is, I think it'll definitely pollute the Mando figure. I could see a lot of people being like, you know what, maybe I will skip on that little side character, that little trooper. I'll skip on this from the Mando line because, like you said, the Mando line is huge. It's crazy, and maybe people will sell some figures. I don't know if that will happen, but I'd say, I mean, we're kind of seeing that with Marvel, like you guys have been talking about with, I mean, all of the latest content. Like the best example is Thor: Love and Thunder. I mean, we got, I think three figures from that or something like that, or 4 figures, I think, with Valkyrie. And a lot of people are like, nah, I hated the film. I'm not going to pick up any of these because they just didn't enjoy the content. So maybe we'll see that. Like, I feel like we can't really give that much a pass for Star Wars with Mando because season 3, just in my eyes, has felt like, yeah, like very like mediocre compared to the previous season. So hopefully it picks up. I think the next episodes, I think they'll be pretty crazy. Like you said, I've even heard people saying like Kathleen Kennedy, there's rumors that she went in and tried to change the whole story with Grogu, trying to get him back with Din. Like, he wasn't even supposed to be back with him. And that, like, I heard Pedro's, like, he's not really happy with Disney at the moment, and Jon Favreau, all this crazy stuff. So it's pretty crazy. But overall, I'd say season 3 will definitely pollute the Mando figure line to some people, but others just are diehard Star Wars fans, and they'll pick them up nonetheless. But overall, I'd say, in my eyes, for season 3, if it stays at this same, like, moment and movement, I'd be less inclined to pick up Mando figures. That's just me. And I know Optical, he said the same thing. So.
Well, and Riley, you can't really undo it now. Grogu is back. So, and
right.
We all like having Grogu around. I mean, that's great, but it, I feel like it almost needed to go in a different direction,
And like, not only that, is he's not doing much. And
yeah, he's really not. He's just like
Din
flipping every now and then, and that's it. Right. He's like jumping around, and that's pretty much it. I mean, he like most of the scenes are Mando and Bo-Katan, honestly. The season, I mean, honestly, if there were an overarching story, it would be Bo-Katan going back into leadership. That's pretty much the story right now. And it's not even her. It's almost like when Mando came and took over Book of Boba Fett for 3 episodes. That's what this feels, but with like a whole season where Bo-Katan, I think Bo-Katan's great, but she's almost taken over the show. Where it's and it's great. I like Bo-Katan. I would almost rather her have her own show because I think she's such an awesome character. But it feels like almost Mando is like not
Right.
really doing anything. Like, what's the development for Mando this season? He redeemed
Right.
himself in one episode. Like,
Yeah.
where's the character arc for him? Like,
Right.
non-existent.
I guess we'll find out. Hopefully, like I said, the next episodes, I'm hoping for some banger content. And like people said, like I wonder if with what season 3 is going on, if we'll get that N1 because I know
Dude,
a lot of people have been wanting that.
that's
N1,
the
so who
question.
knows?
I mean, I'd probably still be it. I'd still find out.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, I still think it's pretty dope. But yeah, I think this could sour collectors a little bit on their over enthusiastic love for the Mando line. So when the Mando figures start dropping, people might be like, I don't know, season
Right.
3. Like you guys said, Love and Thunder or whatever other example.
And
you can
even
think
like
of.
you said, Book of Boba Fett. I mean,
Yeah.
not a lot of people like that either. And
Yeah,
are
are
like,
people
I'm not gonna
lining up for
pick
Book of
your-
Boba Fett figures? Maybe the Cad
Right.
Bane, but that's it, right?
Exactly.
You know, the other ones probably not.
But Will, that's a good point. Like at least on Book of Boba, you can pick some moments that'll be like,
Right.
all right, that's a figure worthy, like Cad
Right.
Bane.
Yep.
Like
That's
with
true,
with
yeah.
Bo-Katan, yeah, you know, but the one who has one, yeah, can you approve it? Sure, but it's not gonna be miles better than what we have now. Because the one that we have now is not too bad.
No.
In Book of Boba, you have the Boba in a throne, which is really cool, regardless of how you feel about the show. For like just as a figure itself, him sitting there looks cool. If they put up a Rancor, maybe with Boba on top, I'm sure PJ would buy it or someone would buy it.
He would.
In this show, I just couldn't think of something that they would make a figure, even though I didn't like the episode. That would be like, I'll buy that. You know, kind of like, all right, I'm gonna get that. You know, kind of like I can't think of one like figure that they would make in this show season. They'll be like, all right, I need to have that. Kind of like with you, with you didn't like Book of Boba, but you Cad Bane was like, I'm gonna buy that.
Oh, dude.
Right.
That's one of the best Star Wars scenes ever. I love that. With him and with Timothy Oliphant's character. Yeah. I always forget his name, but yeah, that was an awesome scene, bro. An awesome scene. So guys,
this feels like a Halo series. Like Halo the Spartan series.
well, dude, it's funny, Optical, because I feel like the budget is there. Like there's some really cool space battles with the N1 and some other cool stuff, but it's like it almost feels like a season of side quests. Like if you were the player in a video game, Optical, you completed the main story, and this whole season is you just doing the extra content.
It's a DLC.
That's yeah, but the DLC even has a story, like Left Behind, Last of Us, right? Like it has a story and something to go through, and even Ghost of Tsushima, stuff like that, right? But this feels like just extra filler content that it's almost like the deleted episodes that you never saw, like Chappelle Show or something, right? That's what this feels like. It almost feels like just extra content that they had lying around. There's no season arc, right? Bo-Katan is on more of an arc than Din is right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know, man.